a great week. I really hope you are working on your observation skills, okay? So if you can today or tomorrow or every day, go outside and use your observation skills to gain more knowledge about the world around you. What I mean is, remember using your 5 senses, taste, smell, sight, hearing, and touch, and observe, watch things, smell things, learn more about what is around you, like insects, or the grass, or the trees, or the sun, things up in space. Just take notice and gain more information about the world around you, okay? Work on it. It's a good life skill. Last week in science, we continued to talk about organisms. Good. And we compared an adult animal with its young animal. Remember, we're not saying baby. And we talked about the physical traits, how the young look compared to the adult. Now, some organisms do not at all look like the adult. Their physical traits are completely different. Here is an example. When we're talking about butterflies, now butterflies, insects, they are organisms, they are a living thing, but they start out as an egg, and then I'm sure that we kind of know they are a caterpillar until they go through a process called metamorphosis. What's that word? Metamorphosis. They completely change from what the baby looks like, the young, to the adult, okay? And also, I gave an example last week and I talked about frogs. Frogs go through the same metamorphosis. So it starts out as an egg, but it's not hatching like a chick or a snake, okay? It's not gonna look similar to the adult. It becomes a tadpole, and then soon it grows its legs, and then when it loses its tail, then you have the frog or the toad, okay? So these physical traits are completely different in some of our organisms, while others are very similar. Look at that cute little orca whale or the dolphin. Fun fact, a dolphin young is actually called a calf, and this is a young beluga whale. Now, when they're first born, they are dark gray, but then they slowly become light gray, okay? So some physical traits of the young are similar, some totally different. This week, we will continue to talk about adult organisms and their young. But before we get started, let's review our 3 vocabulary words, and we're gonna add one more. So remember life cycle, the growth and changes a living thing goes through. Mammal, a type of animal where it needs milk from its adults, and it's covered in hair or fur, and it's warm-blooded, okay? And also physical traits, how a person or an animal looks. And this week, we need to know the word survive. What's the word? Survive. Tell it to the floor. Survive. Tell it to the ceiling. Survive. Tell it to your thumb. Survive. What's the word? Survive. Good. I want you to make a prediction. What does survive mean? I predict survive means, okay, I'm sure they were great predictions. Survive means an organism continues to live or exist. What that means is you are surviving, you are continuing to live, okay? Also, let's say koala bears. Koala bears are alive, but let's say the parent passes away. Does that mean all of the koala bears are gone? No, they still exist. There still are koala bears on Earth. What type of animal can you think of where they do not exist anymore? Did anybody say dinosaurs? Because you're right. They did not survive. They do not exist anymore. They are what we call extinct. They are gone forever, okay? So survive means that the organism in years after, even if the organism passes away, they still have that mammal, that insect, that reptile still exists on Earth. It is able to survive. Now we need to know that word in order to understand our target. So here is what you need to learn for science this week. you a second to read it to yourself, have a family member read it to you, or wait for me to read it. Okay, so this week, I will be able to describe, give me details, how adult animals help their young survive. So we are going to talk about how the adults are helping, they're doing something to help their young animals survive, stay alive, continue to exist. I'm going to give you some examples in a second on how adults are helping their young survive, but here you can look at some cheetahs while I give you 4 main reasons why the adults need to help the young survive. One is the adult provides the young with shelter, a place to live, their home. Also, the adult provides them with food or provides them with milk so they can survive. Third, the adult is teaching the young how to survive in their habitat. For instance, polar bears need to learn how to survive in the Arctic, so the adults are teaching them survival skills and how to live in their habitat. And last, the adult is protecting the young from any predators. Elephants stay together in a big herd, a big group, and they protect their young. And here is the polar bear. So they are teaching them how to survive in their habitat. They are protecting the young from any predators. They are giving them food and also shelter, a place to live. Those are 4 main reasons why these organisms need their young to stay safe, so the adult is helping them survive. I'd love to share with you some examples of what I mean by how the adults help the young survive. So for instance, panda bears. Now if you look at the panda bear cub, see how the mother is having to carry him around? Panda bears cannot open their eyes until they are about 2 months old. So the parent, the mother mostly, is having to do a lot of work to help this cub survive, continue to live, because it cannot see, so it cannot walk around, it can't eat bamboo yet, so it is needing its mother to protect it, to provide milk for it, so food, and really just to take care of it. My next example is tiger cubs. Now again, the mother is providing milk for the tiger cub. It does not eat meat right away, and also the tiger cubs need to learn how to hunt. So the mother is teaching important skills because the cubs will soon, after a couple years, they go and live all by themselves in new territory. So the mother is helping the cubs survive because they cannot hunt right away, so she's providing food. She's also teaching them life skills and how to get food for the rest of their lives. My last example for today is a dolphin. Remember, the young is called a calf. Now, a calf will not eat fish until it is about 6 months old. So it is depending upon the mother, the adult, to give it milk in order for it to survive. Otherwise, it has nothing to eat. Young dolphins also, they live in big groups called pods, and so they have protection from the other adults, from predators, other animals like an orca whale that would like to eat it, okay? So it needs its mother's milk in order to survive. It needs the help from other adults to keep it protected so it can also survive. Before we move on to the assignment for this week, I want to stop and have you think about, why do these young organisms, why do they need help? Why do they need the adults to help them survive? I want you to pause and think about that. I'm sure you had some great ideas. Let's just look at the panda bear cub. Do you think this cub can really defend itself? No, it's too small. Do you think this cub can move around quickly? Do you think this cub can get its own food? No, he is relying, he is depending upon the adult to help him survive because he just doesn't have the skills yet, or he's not big enough, okay? So think about when you were a newborn. Could you really do anything? Nah, you needed your parents, your adults, to help and take care of you, okay? Okay, friends, so now it is time to research and be young scientists. Use the epic collection that your teacher has assigned to you. Go on National Geographic for Kids, or use any books that you have around the house. Choose one new organism. Learn something new, okay? And let's research. After you've done researching and you figured out how this adult helps the young survive, record your findings. That means write it down. So at the top, you could make your own, print the template, caring for young wolves, young tigers, young elephants. Up to you, right? Did you know a young blank needs help to survive? Their blank, adult, mom, herd, pod, helps them by, here's one way that they help them. Also, here's another way that they help them, so two different ways. The young tiger, wolf, needs help to survive because, why do they need help? You are going to tell me. So have fun researching, my young scientists. I hope you guys learn lots. Learning about organisms is really fascinating, I think. Have a great week. I can't wait to see your 5Q handwriting, spacing. You went above and beyond. I am sure you will. I hope you have a good week. Miss you guys all. Bye.